the guy. So basically, when I'm mounting the guy, again, I give him like CPR, and I nail him, and the guy, he need to close his face. On the moment when he closes his face, I CPR him, and I nail him in the neck. When the guy tries to keep his jaw from being punched, I will get my knees or my stomach and push his elbows. Basically, I will not try to fight with his hand, because right now he cannot punch me. And that's what I want. So like now, I can punch him, but he cannot punch me. And that's what I want to make sure. Okay? So basically, I can go and lean on him using my body. I can drop his head and go like holding him like this. And I got like a free hit for him. Okay? And the guy cannot resist it. And if you see, I don't hold it. Okay? So that's like a sport. Basically, we don't do it as a sport. So from the sport point of view, I will all the time like fight like this. I will maybe turn and turn over, and I will take the guy and get him from the sport point of view. From a police point of view, or control point of view, or fighting, I would prefer whenever I fight with the guy, put my knee and stab it in, take his head from me, and get rid on the same time with my elbow. I can headbutt him, I can meet him with my knee, with my elbow. On the same time, I try to keep this hand from hitting me. So I can break him, I can move to this side, I can move, and I go again. As soon as I do this, I can go and break his rib. I can put my other arm and do like a French choke, or I can just, you see now he can punch me, so I will turn him a little bit, put my hand, start to work on him. Another, I can put and sit on his lungs and hit him like this way. Now I change, instead of this hand, I put my leg. And from here, I can go and bounce the guy. Okay? Next technique is a technique to train your hand much more like a movement technique, less like a combat, but you might use it as a combat. So basically, like Brian is hitting my face like this, because we try at the beginning to show a big angle. So like I block, I clean it under, and I'm here. And now I hit Brian on the same thing, and he blocked and clean. One thing that is very important is to glue your hand over him all the time, and to use all the time moving. Don't stand and try to do the exercise, because the exercise next is going like for arm locks and any kind of techniques as a grappling. And you have to keep his hand, maybe to take him from balance, or maybe to keep fighting later on. But that's just a technique of a moving. Okay. The technique that I'm showing you now, calling tegumi, they're all thanks to a research of Patrick McCarthy from Karate Jiu-Jitsu Society. Patrick made a big research. What I'm going to show you is a Spanish basic also fight for a knife. So I'm stabbing Brian just to the stomach. So that's the first move. And the second, I will come from here. And now I will play. One time like this, one time like that. And also when the knife comes, you can use your stomach to get free from the knife. You don't want to stand like a man and get hit. So just the more you get advantage, you can go and cut legs from other parts, okay? So that's a basic, again, technique. The keeping of the technique is like, when we play, so we play the same, and Brian tried to take a long angle. And as I mentioned, there's the arrow down, arrow up. So I do the arrow down, and I trap the wrist. On the same time I trap the wrist, if I have a Nomex glove, or if you see like the edge of the weapon is up, so I can just like this and get rid from the knife. Or I can go like for a hand and take a grip on it and keep fighting with other position. There's another way I can change the knife and do the drill like this way. So it will be the same. And actually, what we try to do is also to slash the muscles and the nerve all over the hand. So like when I'm working with the knife is not standing. So basically, this hand, if I'm attacking Brian with a knife and he don't have a knife, I will come like this. He need to get rid from this hand. On the same moment, I can go and stab him. So this exercise is just to improve your reflex. It's not a knife fighting, but it's a good as a play for a reflex. So you can slash. Of course, I prefer to get hit on the hand than on a very vital organ. So you can play with this drill, and like if he's stabbing me from up, again, I can do up and take the knife and cut him with another knife. Okay, I am going to repeat the technique like Brian is hitting me like this, and I'm doing that. So when you're getting much more familiar and you want to use knife or stick, and you do the same with a knife or a stick. So the Nardia after this is like I'm coming with my elbow, he block me, and he keeps, and he comes, I block him. And I come back to long distance. And sometimes I go like forward and forward and forward. And sometimes I don't have, so like when he comes, I have only one hand. Or when he comes, I do this. And then I go to hit his face. So sometimes that's the only thing I'm going to do. Or when he comes 5 times, we will do some handguns techniques. And basically, in our martial art, we teach guns. If you don't know how to use the gun, if you don't know to turn and to go to the target, if you don't know to shoot, if you don't understand the mechanism of the gun, you can never take it out. Never. Many people believe that they are, but they do very big mistake. Because even if I take the gun away from Brian and I took the gun, what I do now if I don't know how to operate the gun? So should I go to grappling with him? If he's a grappler, he will win you again and he will take the gun and shoot you. So you must be aware how to use the gun. The first thing about guns, you have to understand if they are revolver guns or slide guns like this one. So in a gun like this, if I push like this, you see, if I push this slide a little bit, the gun will not operate. And that's an important point, because sometimes I know that the guy is going to shoot me, I have no time, so I just do this. And I stop the gun by pushing it, and I grab it. Even if he shoots, from now on I can go and fight with him on the gun, and take it away, release the slide, and keep shooting. So the mechanism of the gun is the first rule. The second is like a gun pointed to me. If I go and I try to pull the gun away from here, you have the power to resist me. That's why we have those tournaments for this side. So it means I will have to push him this side. That side, it's very hard for him to resist me. I will try to stay as less as I can from the point of the gun. Many people too much aware about where is this point going, like that is not going to shoot your partner. When a guy has a gun, first of all, if you can take the gun, take the gun, even if you have to shoot your partner in the leg. Because the guy is going to shoot immediately. Or, if not, take your time. But basically, if you're going to operate against a gun, you have to be, first of all, thinking about operate against the gun. Don't think about too much. And also, if you take the gun down, it might also get you ricochet and get you injured by pointing the gun to any part that will back to you a ricochet. So don't be too much aware of it. Of course, if you can put it on a mattress, something like this, that will block the ricochet, that's perfect. But many times people do this and they shoot their own leg. So what I'm going to do is the first this move. And I do it from a different angle, you can see it better. So my hand don't grab like this. If my hand grab like this, he come over me and he take it, and I cannot take the gun away from him. So my first move is to hold it like this and move my body away from the shooting area. And many times, because when a guy have a gun, we have a hands up. So we do this, and we shoot our own hand. So you have to remember to take the hand down. On the same time, the hand comes from here and grab the gun. Even if you shoot one shot, boom, I hold the slide, and the slide will not move. We check it, and if you hold the slide very strong, and it will stop the bullet that come out, and the gun is on a jam. Now we can go and fight about the gun. So of course, the first move is to take him a little bit from balance and grab the gun. The second is to leash. You don't want to fight with him. You want to leash the gun from his hand. And at the same time, you can have the gun in your hand. Down or aside. When somebody put a gun to your head, basically, whenever somebody put a gun and you push it a little bit, first you can a little bit disoperate the gun, but that requires too much move. But by moving a little bit my head forward, its reflex is to pull it back. So basically you don't go and push him like a trap, you just do it easy. So the guy is a little bit resist to you. And you say, don't shoot me. On the same time, you lift the gun up, but on the same time, you drop your body down by pulling your leg and hold it. So some people do it like this. Look what's happening here. The guy might kick you and take his gun back. So from here, that's the first move. Second, and you leash the gun. So from here, 1, 2, 3. You can go, or you can go and shoot the guy. The next technique is when the gun is on your back. So first of all, you have to look that he has a gun. It could be like he put a finger and his gun is close to his body. You come to take the gun and boom, you got shot. So I make sure that the guy has a gun. Maybe I found what kind of a gun he has, if I have time, if I don't have to do it too fast. Second, because I'm looking from this side, so his attention is that I am in this side, I will turn myself immediately to that side. When I turn, he will try to shoot me and say boom when I turn. Whenever I do it, it's too fast, the boom is there. The next move, I'm trapping the wrist. From here, you can go, be very rude, but the best, hold the gun before any move you do. So I grab the wrist, I grab the gun, hit the face, and get your hand forward from the wrist to the elbow. Then drop your shoulder and drop him to the ground. So I'm looking at the guy, and then I'm turning. I hold the wrist, and I go forward. Hold the gun. Make sure not to do over move. Just hold the gun. Now the gun, if I have to fight with him, the gun should be on his area. From here, drop your hand and make your hand in between his two bones. Okay? So when I push with my shoulder, actually I'm arm lock him, so I can hit him or drop him to the ground and shoot the guy or control him, depending on the situation. The other situation, I'm looking for this side to take his attention to this side. And I turn to that side. Many people holding the elbow. Holding the elbow is not control, because you run too much for those technique, but the guy still have the gun. So let's say even I kick him and he still run away from me when he have the gun. So the first thing with the weapon, control the weapon. Never let, when you want to fight him while you're holding the gun, not while you're holding the wrist, and he can go or he can change the angle and shoot you. So I'm looking, and when I'm moving, you say boom, okay? Boom. And I'm out, and I didn't do it so quick, and I go again, like for the wrist, I can elbow him on the way to the gun. From here, I pull out the gun, again, I can hold him, kick, and don't move. Okay, the next technique is when the gun is on my side, like this side or that side. So I'll show you from a better angle. So from this angle, it's the same like from the back. I'll do this, and the gun will be out. On the same time, I control the elbow, I can go. So again, on the side. So again, I do this, and I grab the gun. Okay? From here, I have the gun, and I can kick, or go to the shooting. It could be like the gun is here, so the first technique, and the second is like this, because I want the gun away, and again, and I go for the gun. So gun disarming is a very simple, if you keep basic rules of, look, where is this point? The gun is extension. The hand is extension, so if he punch me, this is one extension, this is the second extension, third extension, stick, and a gun is another extension of the hand. one of the things that I will also try to put in this video, in a very short, is like a combat fitness. Combat fitness is a big thing. Basically, we do it today with a simple ball. When you become advantage, you go with a medicine ball, and we can do 5 texts only about combat fitness. But I will show you today a very good exercise. So the first exercise in any martial art is the catch. The catch, the grabbing, because that's the way you're going to grab the gun, or that's the way you're going to grab the knife. So basically, people will let them play with a medicine ball, or when they're a beginner, just with the ball, just to grab the ball. The next, I want to develop different coordination for the legs and for the hands, that they will be able to do other movement with the hands on the same time, their legs doing totally different way. So like, I'll do like exercise which is like this. It's a little bit plyometric exercise. It's good, like you don't have to kick. It's not good to kick, not on a bed. And on the same time, we will start to play. So basically, you can do it like for the chest, and you can do any kind of, and you can change the legs. So that's about the fitness combat, a short subject in this video. Okay, thank you for joining for the first video for Kapap, or micro combat, or what some people know as LOTAW, counterterrorism style for counterterrorism unit. I'm happy that we made the first video. This video is just a small knowledge from a very huge subject under the name LOTAW or Kapap. I would like to thank another instructor very famous in Israel, that a part of what you see here is his techniques, and this is Dr. Dennis Hanover from Survival, Isadut. He has his own style and his own training center. And it's very recommend if you one day will do a video, to get his video or to get his training. Other people that I want to thank today is of course Brian Rochbrook, that is the first American instructor for Kapap, LOTAW. I would like to thank to Chris and Jacob, which help us at this video. The next I would like to thank to Mr. Chaim Peer, which is one of the founder. Lieutenant Colonel Chaim Peer is one of the most famous LOTAW instructors, and he helped a lot to develop also this material that you saw today. Another man is André Zeytoun from Paris, France, which supported with all the Thai books knowledge and helped a lot to develop that knowledge inside the LOTAW. Other people as Patrick McCarthy that developed Tegumi, Vital Points, and other stuff inside the LOTAW Kapap. I would like also to thank a good friend of mine, Jim Wagner, that made actually the first training of me in the States. He was the first one to brought me about 4 years ago to the States for training SWAT and commando units in the States. And he was the one that encouraged me to start teaching the style for civilians. Thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you for your time.
Fast. Technique 2. Fast. Position 3. Go. Fast. Gaga, follow through. 1, 2, 3, 4.